Hello, my name is Navigator, and like I said in my recent Friday haul video, I'm just over the moon. Given the fact that we have Motor City Machine Gun WWE Elite action figures, or really just modern action figures of them in general in 2026 now. Jeez, I keep saying it's 2025, but I'm not going to fanboy too much in today's video, but I was kind of debating it in my last video, but I think that Motor City Machine Guns are probably my favorite tag team of all time. I love the gimmick. I love Chris Sabin. I love Alex Shelley. They've both been TNA World Champions, so they both have had a legacy in their own right. I'm not just backing some jobbers here. They really are my favorite tag team of all time. Them and FTR, I would say though. I'm not going to forget FTR. Regardless, though, we're going to be taking a look at their figures today. I want to take a quick look at the box here because there's a nice little Easter egg, and there is some new stuff going on with the box here. So, okay, so I'll just get into it. This is going to be WWE Elite Series 124, of course, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, who we'll see in a second here. This is the new box style for WWE Elite. You have the picture of the superstar on the side here, and then you have kind of a window here with the figure. We saw for a while that window was kind of shortened, but they've broadened it back up. It still is a little bit, you know what I mean? There's a little bit more cardboard here on the bottom than we typically see in the future, or we've typically seen in the past. Jeez, what am I, time traveler here? But we do have something new here. So, similar to Hasbro's G.I. Joe, we kind of have the whole thing here where you have the plastic here. Oop, jeez, almost knocked over my camera there. Yikes. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. There you go. I do not want any problems with this and this thing falling over midway through the video, so... There we go. That should be okay. But you have the plastic here. You pull out your figure, and now we have a smaller plastic card there. So that's really cool. And then this little slot here is going to be probably for accessories, maybe larger accessories, and then Build-A-Figure parts. There is no Build-A-Figure with this specific series, but something that I could see them doing is just throwing in like the odd ladder, the odd table, something like that, just to add to these figures. Even if it's like $1 price increase, I really wouldn't be too mad about that. You know what? I have a million of them already, so that probably isn't the best idea. But still really cool, and it's nice to see this new packaging from Mattel. So we have that. And then a little Easter egg I wanted to show off on the Chris Sabin, or on the Alex Shelley box here. And if you wanted to see some of the other figures in the line, I didn't show it off with Chris, but you can see it there. I do have this Punk. I bought 2 of them. I'm kind of sitting on unboxing him yet, though. I'm just kind of waiting. I don't really need to unbox him right now, but you'll see that in the future. And then we do have these 2 guys here. I'm passing on everybody else in here. But it says the Motor City Machine Guns wasted no time making an impact in WWE. I thought that was a nice little nod to, of course, TNA Impact. I'm sure it is. I mean, why wouldn't it be? But you have some stats there for Alex Shelley as well, and just an awesome action shot there. This is, of course, from their debut in WWE, so this is their debut gear. But without further ado, let's start off here with Alex Shelley. So, his accessories, he has no wrap on the hands, unlike his tag team partner here, but we have 2 hands here, 2 extra ones, I should say. We have one of the finger guns and another Lego man or grappling hand, as I like to call them. And then we also have an extra elbow pad accessory here. I'd say it's pretty rare that you get an extra elbow pad or knee pad or something like that with a WWE figure. So that was kind of cool. And then here is an overview of the figure. What I want to do really quickly, though, is just give you an action shot of him here in the gear with everything on. And he looks really cool. This jacket's awesome. We'll take a look at that in a second. And I'm actually going to take that off of him. So we will do just that. I'm going to pull that off, or this vest, I should say, not really a jacket. We'll take a look at this. It's supposed to be jean, I believe, but it looks just more kind of like traditionally blue. I'm not going to try to describe what's going on here, but I want to give you a nice view of this. It is the soft plastic, so not soft goods just yet, but this still is really cool. I just love how that looks. Absolutely incredible. And then, of course, we have the figure here. The last really accessory he does come with is the dog tags, but we'll look at that in a second. Starting down here at the bottom, he has those black kind of boots and kick pads on. Nothing too crazy going on there, but we don't see that kind of ribbed mold too much. On the knee pads here, some really crazy designs going on. I can't even begin to describe it, but I can tell you that it is yellow with little hints of silver and black as well. And I apologize, it's not really focusing here. I'll bring it back a little bit. Some more crazy designs. Kind of looks like a machine, like cogs in a machine. Not really machine guns, but I think that's the whole gimmick there, is just like a machine almost. And then you got the Jolly Roger there on the back, the skull and crossbones. That is a really cool touch. White belt there with silver on the front. Nothing too crazy going on with the torso, but he does have white wrist tape and then yellow and black wrist tape on his right arm. Nothing else going on there, but he has kind of that yellow and black an armband there on his right arm as well. And then those dog tags, like I said, I think this one kind of got ripped off or something in the molding. I don't know what's going on there. I guess not. Yeah, it looks all right. But we do have the Alex Shelley head sculpt here. That is incredible. I mean, spitting image of the guy. That is awesome. They could have done a better job with the eyebrows, I think, but still. And I guess with that, too, that kind of looks crappy. I'm not going to lie. That really doesn't look too great. They could have done a better job with that. It looks like he has scars there as opposed to just the haircut. But overall, an incredible Alex Shelley figure. So we do have that. And now we'll move on to Chris Sabin. The extra hands that he comes with, very similar to Alex Shelley, are going to be the finger gun hand and the open hand. And then we also have the finger hand here is wrapped. And we'll see a counterpart to that very soon here in a second. With Alex Shelley, though, like I said, I want to show you kind of an overview of him with the gear on. And I think I call him Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin. I do apologize. But I want to show you here with all the gear on. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. And he just looks awesome. This is Soft Goods, his jacket, and it is so cool. I love that print on the back. So let's pull that off of him and take a better look at it. I might have to pull his other hand off. Let's see. We're going to take that off there. He looks really good. Wow. Okay. Let's see what happens with the hand in the jacket here. Let's see if we can pull this off. Beautiful. Awesome. Let's take a look at this real quick. So the gimmick with this, I guess you could say, not only is it kind of the hoodie and the jacket combined, which is really nice, very unique, and you have kind of those leather jacket pins on there, but the hood has that kind of like T-Rex almost little spikes on there, and that just looks so cool. I love that. Almost looks like Shark Boy from TNA. But a traditional leather jacket, nothing on the sleeves there, but we have this really cool design on the back. Reminds me of the video game, what was it, Revolution? Or Homefront. Homefront, that's the game I'm thinking of. But yeah, so we have that there, and then we'll take a look at the figure. So, starting down here at the bottom, the same kind of colors here, just not really as much silver as Alex Shelley, but again, kind of like a military ranks with cogs and the machine on the gear. And like teeth predominantly black and yellow. The difference with him though is he's wearing wrestling shorts, and those are kind of split there, very cool, reminiscent of like Brian Kendrick, Paul London, but those actually split there, and you can see some skin paint underneath. That's a really cool detail. Very nice details there with kind of the laces on the pants. I don't really know what else you would call it. Black belt there. Nothing really going on the torso. No tattoo work or anything as far as I can tell. But he does have a black elbow pad on his left arm with a bunch of bracelets and black wrist tape and everything, which looks really cool. I love that. White wrist tape and white hand tape on the right arm. Another elbow pad on his right arm. The dog tags, just like Alex Shelley, they're exactly the same. And that incredible Chris Sabin head sculpt, that just looks so awesome. Guys, these figures really just are knocking it out of the park. I cannot believe it. I remember sitting at work one day back in 2023, almost like having my finger on buying those old TNA Jakks Pacific, like the deluxe ones, whatever, MCMG figures, and I was like, you know what? Maybe one day we'll have good upgrades of them, and finally, we have it here. So, folks, I will leave it there. Like I said, a review of the WWE Elite Series 124, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.